Welcome to Better Golf. My name's Paul Dyer.
My name's Ian Holloway.
And Ian, we've been talking about hitting the ball further. That's what we're going to try and do in this free video, which is out there for you to access on the World Wide Web. And one big misconception, I hear a lot of guys out there talking about holding the lag in order to hit the ball further. Mm-hmm. And I also hear a lot of people talking about they don't want to release the club too early. It's almost like a bad word, you know, I've scooped it or whatever people call it. But in actual fact, in certain situations, particularly from the tee, that can be really helpful to understand how I can get the club head travelling at its quickest at impact, because that's what it's all about, right?
Exactly. I think the first misconception is kind of holding the lag and having the hands way forward, and obviously to some extent with an iron we want that. But the problem is if your swing speed isn't high enough, if you get the hands so far forward, you're not going to launch the ball high enough anyway. And we understand obviously that the higher you launch it, the more hang time you're going to have and the more chance you've got of hitting the ball further. The other one, the early release, that's not a bad thing. The only thing that I would say is we want the body to move in a way in order for the energy to be better transferred into the golf ball.
So sometimes you can scoop it, and it's actually a good thing. You know, I'm thinking about drive, but I'm also thinking about certain lob situations. Yeah. And recalling one of the guys we think a lot of, Mike Hebron, talks about, every shot's perfect for something. Mm-hmm. So you do need to try these things.
Exactly.
So how can you, let's not say scoop it, but how can you release it at just the right moment? And how are we going to get people to do that?
Yeah, I think one of the things is you want obviously an impact. You want all the energy that you have transferred into the golf ball. That's number one. And a great little way to do that is if you grip down on the club like this, just about, I would say about 3 to 4 inches there, and you go down and you swing back, just swing back. And as you come into impact now, you're going to feel like, or what you want to see is if you did this in a mirror, is that the butt end of the club would probably point to the belly button there or the belt buckle. Obviously, if you had the hands too late or too far forward, you're going to see the butt end pointing way to the left, and obviously the early release is going to be the opposite direction. So feeling like the head of the club gets to the golf ball at the same time the butt end here is coming into the belt buckle there.
So there's a lot of people out there probably thinking, well, this is obviously pretty basic stuff, but in actual fact, I think it's well worth to point out, what launch conditions are we dealing with when we're doing that? Because this is not only a drill for increasing the club head speed, it's also a drill for presenting more lofted impact. It's also a drill for controlling your low point and hitting the ball in the upswing. So in actual fact, this is a great drill for hitting the ball further, and you're taking care of probably 3 or 4 different things just by working on this one thing.
Exactly, and I think one of the things that I would encourage people to do is try and do that slowly to start with. So you swing back and try and do it slowly to start with, and can you time that when the club would get to the ball that the butt end would be in the right position? And then from there you can go and introduce some speed, and maybe if there's like an impact bag or something in front of you, you can go ahead and hit that, or just easier, just take your bag and just hit the bag lightly, just to get the feeling like the end of the club is creating the energy.
I think that's a great drill. It reminds me of when we visited Rob Neal, the biomechanist, and talking about the fact that very few people, me as well, we tested me down there in Miami, and very few people actually achieve what is a principle of biomechanics, which is getting the club going quickest at impact. It's amazing, really. Yeah,
which is you would think so easy, but obviously this drill kind of incorporates peak speed at the golf ball.
Okay, so if you want to hit it a little bit quicker, get your club head going a little bit quicker, hit it a little bit higher, reduce your spin, increase your launch angle, this drill's probably great. If you like this, there's loads more online. If you thought this was awesome, you want to check out all the great stuff we've got online, which is way better than this. So subscribe on better-golf.com and check us out on Facebook and Twitter and all those great channels where we're pumping out our stuff as well. So do the drill that Ian showed you and you'll be hitting it further before you can say bettergolf.com.